up, you guys? Today I'm going to be sharing all of my Holy Grail skincare products, but before we get into it, I am doing another Instagram story giveaway. So if you are watching this video in the first 24 hours of it being posted, make sure you head over to my Instagram at SariReanna if you want to win some skincare. There will be a link in the description box down below. And if you are watching this video later on, make sure you go follow me there anyways so you don't miss out on the rest of my summer giveaways. So I get asked literally all the time if I can share an updated skincare routine, but since I am continuing with my 2-month brand review series, that obviously just doesn't really work. I am planning on taking a brief break from the series for about a month or so in the fall, so at that point I might be able to do an updated routine, so give this video a thumbs up if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. What did I just say? Interested. But in the meantime, this video is going to be my solution. So today I'm going to be sharing my holy grails from every category, including makeup removers, cleansers, physical exfoliants, toners, serums, face oils, moisturizers, and SPF. I'm not going to be including face masks today, and I'm also not going to include eye cream because literally my video last week was all about eye cream and I shared my top 5, so that would just be super redundant. I know obviously this video is going to be very long, but I really want this all in one place so I can direct new viewers, because right now it's all just kind of scattered across so many different videos. But these are all products that I really feel I can rely on. Most of them I have repurchased countless times over the years. There are definitely a few exceptions and a few newer favorites, but they're all tried and true products that I feel comfortable recommending. I am going to focus a little bit more on some of the products I haven't talked about as much recently, and ones that I have talked about I'm going to go through a little bit quicker. But before we get into it, as you guys know, everything mentioned in today's video will be linked in the description box as always. Let's get into the holy grails. Oh, and by the way, I did also pick 2 products from each category that I mentioned. That is part of why this video is so long, just because, you know, I figured we need options. But anyways, for makeup remover, I have a cleansing oil and a cleansing balm to talk about. And my favorite cleansing oil is hands down the Dermalogica Pre-Cleanse. This cleansing oil is the perfect middle of the road consistency where it's not too watery, but it's also not too thick either, and it just spreads over your face so well. So even if you are wearing like heavy coverage and tons of powder like I used to, it doesn't kind of get stuck and absorb into the makeup before you have a chance to massage it over your entire face. It melts all your makeup, it emulsifies beautifully, and rinses off perfectly, leaving your skin nourished without residue. It's literally just the perfect product for me. Like, I literally could not dream up a better cleansing oil. It contains borage seed oil, which is great for inflammation, kukui oil, which makes your skin so radiant, and firming apricot oil. I think this is just a really great cleansing oil for all skin types, and I think it's a great place to start if you've never tried a cleansing oil before. My favorite cleansing balm is one of the newer favorites that I have to talk about today, and I debated featuring another one of my favorite cleansing oils, but I just love this product so much. I felt like it would be doing a disservice to not put it in this video because it was love at first use. And this is the Drunk Elephant Slay Makeup Melting Butter Cleanser. I was really surprised to see that this has quite mixed reviews because, like I said, I fell in love with it immediately. It's a very soft cleansing balm, so it truly does just melt into your skin and quickly break down all of your makeup effortlessly. It's not a cleansing balm where I feel like I need to take extra time massaging it in and really like put in effort to make it work, basically, because I feel like within seconds it has done its job and I'm ready to add that water, emulsify it, and just rinse it off. Personally, I've had no issues with it removing stubborn or long wearing makeup like waterproof mascara, or even just the regular mascara I've been using for the past little while is a little bit difficult to remove typically, but this takes care of it with no problem at all. No eye irritation, no clogged pores or breakouts. It emulsifies really well, of course, and rinses off clean. Obviously, I would not be featuring it in this video if it didn't meet all of that criteria. As a religious double cleanser, my version of a lazy night routine is using a micellar water to remove my makeup instead of my cleansing balm or cleansing oil, but then I still use my second cleanser. And that's what I do when I'm just like ultra tired at the end of the day. But this works so quickly that it actually encourages me more to do my like heavy duty full on double cleanse. And I also love the fact that it has this little magnetic scoop on the lid. I think that's genius, and I find this actually keeps me from overusing the product. That's definitely an issue I have with cleansing oils, but I literally just scoop out this exact size and it's the perfect amount. So I'm sorry to be a broken record when it comes to cleanser. I mean, actually, if you're like an avid long-time viewer of my skincare videos, then this whole video is going to be repetitive to you. But for some reason with cleanser in particular, I feel like I have said milky, non-lathering, hydrating cleanser so many times, but that just truly is my preference, even though I do have more combo to oily skin, because while I do have that oilier T-zone, my skin is still sensitive, and I feel like cleansers like this just help to keep my skin calm and content, and the ones that are my favorite do still leave my skin feeling nice and clean without stripped, and I can use both of these on my eyes, of course. As you guys know, the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser is my #1 favorite. I recently did a video all about Glossier skincare, so I'm going to keep this brief, but I just love the texture of this. It has this cushiony, plump kind of feeling. It is soothing and redness reducing, which is huge for me because I've always just naturally gotten very red from cleansing and literally doing anything to my skin. Like I can just like touch my face and I get red, so this kind of helps keep that at bay. I can also literally like get this right in my eyes, clean off my lashes when they're crusty in the morning, and get this like on my waterline, and there's no irritation whatsoever. And I've said this before, but I just find this product oddly comforting. Like it's a really great fit for my skin, but it also just makes me happy to use. My other favorite is basically like the drugstore equivalent, and that is the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. This cleanser came very highly recommended back when I was on Accutane, and I absolutely fell in love with it during that time, and I have never gone without it in my skincare rotation since then. I've just always had a bottle of it in my collection since, and I have loved it through every phase of my skin. I like this cleanser pretty much for the exact same reasons that I like the Glossier Milky Jelly. This is a different texture, but it is the most similar I have found at the drugstore. It's just more of a lotion consistency instead of that unique squishy jelly, but the results and the way it leaves my skin feeling are basically the same, and I have actually heard the exact same feedback from those of you who like both of these cleansers. If you love the Milky Jelly, then the CeraVe is basically your affordable alternative, though I believe in Canada there's only like a $6 price difference, so it's not even really that much more affordable, but it is definitely a lot more accessible. This cleanser is obviously meant to hydrate, but it is also meant to keep your skin's natural barrier protected and balanced by containing a blend of 3 different ceramides that are in all of CeraVe's products. I know I obviously use and talk about a lot of high-end skincare, but CeraVe is definitely my favorite drugstore brand. Honestly, if I did like a traditional drugstore affordable skincare routine or brand review, it would probably be all CeraVe. I've just loved everything I've tried from them, and they're a very solid, reliable brand. The next category is physical exfoliation. We are talking about traditional face scrubs. Now, I know there are tons of people out there who absolutely hate physical exfoliation. They think it has no place, and you guys know I do love chemical exfoliation. But there are 2 products that I have found that work tremendously for me when it comes to blackheads. And that's really the main reason I ever use a physical scrub in the first place. I'm not super prone to blackheads, but I do get them occasionally, or my pores will just start to look a little bit congested. And these 2 physical scrubs are the best thing I have found personally for targeting pores that are already clogged. I like chemical exfoliation for the prevention, but in the chance that I do get some blackheads, these are my favorite products. The first physical scrub is a little bit complicated. I will explain why I kind of debated including this product in this video, but at the end of the day, it's a product I really loved and made a difference for me, so I still wanted to talk about it. But that is the Bioderma CBM Exfoliating Gel. I love Bioderma as a brand, but honestly the CBM line isn't my favorite as a whole. Of course, the exception is this product I am going to talk about. Now, a few years ago when I was using this product, I did not do my due diligence regarding the ingredients, and sadly after I'd used up I think 3 tubes of it, I discovered that the formula contained polyethylene microbeads. Now, I don't know if I just wasn't as educated on the subject at the time or if I just really didn't think to look at it. Either way, I fucked up and I stopped using the product. I haven't repurchased it since. Of course, there are new regulations in place, and I have thankfully confirmed with Bioderma that they have changed the formula and replaced the beads with a more eco-friendly alternative. I have yet to confirm, as of filming this video, I'm still waiting to hear if any other retailers will still have the old formula. So I'm just pausing quickly to let you know that Bioderma did get back to me, and they informed me that the polyethylene microbead version was pulled from shelves last year, so no retailers should have that version, so I will be linking it down below. For some reason though, on the Bioderma Canada website, they have not updated the ingredients, and they said that they still need to do that. Don't know what's up with that, but you should be good to go if you want to check out this product. Because I want to make sure that if I link it and you guys check it out, you're getting the environmentally friendly product. I have not tried the new formula, but like I said, I still wanted to include it and just kind of mention it, but I will keep you guys posted when I do try the new one. My second physical exfoliant is the Derma-E Microdermabrasion Scrub. By the way, any products that I don't physically have to show you guys right now, I just haven't repurchased because I am doing my brand reviews, and if you've seen my skincare collection, you know that I can't really justify buying anything at this current moment, but that does not mean that I don't like it. But anyways, this is a fairly intensive feeling scrub, but it has very fine granules, and it's also in this creamy base, so that kind of cushions it a little bit and it doesn't feel too abrasive. The granule in this scrub is made up of exfoliating crystals as well as sea salt. Now, sea salt is a slightly controversial ingredient when it comes to exfoliating your face, but it's not at all a chunky, coarse sea salt, and from my understanding, fine salts are okay in a face scrub because when you use salt on damp skin, you know, it does dissolve a little bit and it kind of breaks down and rounds out, so it's not as harsh. Once again, that's just my understanding. If I am wrong, please correct me on that. You guys know I'm always open to constructive feedback and expanding my knowledge. I want to know if I'm making a mistake there. Once again, it's incredibly effective and fast acting when it comes to blackheads and clogged pores for me. I typically only use this in the summertime because that is when I see those issues most often, and I actually need a product that is going to target them quickly because nobody wants blackheads. It's honestly one of the questions I get asked most frequently. But I just want to say one really important thing to note with physical exfoliation is that you should not use a scrub if you have a lot of active acne, because it is likely to spread the bacteria around and actually make your skin worse. So definitely skip this one if you have acne and go for a chemical exfoliant instead. It is going to work so much better for you. Let's talk toners. I am not a huge toner person, as some of you may know. I really only like using a toner when it's giving me some additional added specific benefit. I know the purpose of toners, but I'm not just going to use any old toner for toner's sake, if that makes sense. But with that being said, I have found two over the years that I absolutely love. The first is the Caudalie Grape Water. This product is an absolute necessity if you have sensitive skin, especially if you are still going through some trial and error and trying to figure out what works for your skin. You haven't really pinpointed what can cause irritation or reactions in your skin, because if you do react to a product, you can literally douse your face in this and it will immediately soothe any inflammation. It's a very simple formula. If I remember correctly, it's 3 ingredients, or maybe it's 2. I think it's 2 like grape derivatives and then just nitrogen. I believe I've told this story before, but back when I worked at Sephora and I did skin prep on clients before their makeup appointments, I started always grabbing the Caudalie Grape Water with my products in case something I applied on them did cause a reaction. Because one day I had this customer who I knew had very sensitive skin, but she neglected to tell me that she had allergies. So in her skin prep, I applied the First Aid Beauty Oatmeal Mask, which I thought was going to be fine. It's a really lovely, soothing product. But she turned out to be allergic to just like one of the specific random ingredients in it and started reacting. So I obviously immediately removed the face mask, but then I remember literally like running to the back of the store, grabbing the Caudalie Grape Water and just drenching her in it, and it gave her skin immediate relief. After this, by the way, I did also start always asking people if they had allergies, because I learned from that experience that not everyone is going to tell you up front. It is another product that does improve and strengthen your skin's natural barrier. So with continued use, it does actually reduce sensitivity and redness in your skin, which is fantastic. Grapes actually are great for retaining moisture, so it also helps your skin keep nice and hydrated and plump, and of course it gets your skin nice and damp too, so when you go ahead and apply your serums and your moisturizers, you're going to have better absorption, and it is relatively affordable. I believe it's $22 for a very large can that's literally going to last you forever. My second holy grail toner is the Derma-E Radiance Toner. This toner is alcohol free, of course, and it does contain glycolic acid, so you get that beautiful daily chemical exfoliation, but it also contains one of my other favorite ingredients, which is rosehip, for its healing and brightening properties. Now, you guys know I have used a lot of AHA products, and occasionally when I start using a new one, I will experience some mild tingling, a little bit of stinging. This toner is mild enough that I personally don't experience any of those kind of sensations, but it's still effective enough that I see those resurfacing benefits, like the brightening, the skin tone evening, the breakout prevention. I also think this is another great starter product if you are new to chemical exfoliation, because it's affordable affordable and gentle, but it's still going to be a great representation of what chemical exfoliation can do for your skin. And even as someone who has tried so many different chemical exfoliating products, and I do use products that are stronger than this regularly, I still feel like it does a fantastic job. And you also don't see a lot of glycolic acid at the drugstore, so I was absolutely thrilled to find this product. Moving along to serums, for my holy grails I have a vitamin C serum and also a hydrating serum. So of course I get asked all the time, what is your favorite vitamin C serum? And truthfully, this product is always the very first thing that comes to mind. But I did originally use this serum when I was on Accutane. So I've always kind of thought in the back of my mind, okay, what if I just like the serum? It's kind of hyped up in my mind because I naturally associate it with a time of great transformation for my skin. Is it really going to hold up today now that I have tried more options? So I started using this product back in the winter again, and I do genuinely love it. And that is the Ulla Henriksen Truth Serum. As someone who is primarily looking for the brightening skin tone evening effects of vitamin C, this serum is a fantastic fit for me. So there are multiple different forms of vitamin C in this product, and if you've watched any of my other videos, you're probably looking at me right now like, that serum is in a clear glass bottle. Doesn't that go against everything you have said about packaging for vitamin C? But the thing is, the main form of vitamin C in this product, I believe it's actually the second ingredient in the product, which is great, is a light stable form of vitamin C. And it is also a water soluble form of vitamin C, so it's perfect for that fast acting brightening effect that I crave in my skincare. If you're looking more for the collagen boosting plumping effects, it's best to look more for fat or oil soluble forms of vitamin C. This also has the ideal serum consistency in my opinion. It glides over the skin, but it also just disappears. It's not as sticky as other vitamin C serums either, so I actually really love this for daytime. You guys know I have issues using vitamin C in the daytime, even though that's when ideally you should be using it. But it also doesn't have the smoky vitamin C scent. It actually has kind of like an orange candy creamsicle kind of smell to it, and it gives my skin an immediate boost, but I also see long-term results with it as well. My mom also loves it. This is a product that is really popular and a lot of people love it, but then on the flip side, a lot of people kind of scrutinize it as well, but it has worked extremely well for me. So like all of the products in this video, take that for what you will. I know there are probably going to be people who comment down below and be like, actually that one product you love is garbage. That's just kind of how it goes with skincare. These are just what works for me. But also I just want to mention, I do still absolutely love the Clinique Fresh Pressed Vitamin C Booster, but since that is more of like a treatment and not a daily serum that I would use, it's just kind of like a separate entity in my mind. The next product I want to talk about is the Vichy Mineral 89 Booster. I've had numerous people ask me if I have tried the Vichy Mineral 89 because they want to know if it lives up to the hype, and in my eyes it completely does. So I have skin that is very naturally prone to dehydration if I am not kind of keeping things in check. In particular, it was a huge issue for me back when I was maybe 19, 20 years old, because I had struggled with acne since I was a preteen, as you guys know, but this is when it like really came back full force and became more severe. So I was kind of trying to do everything I could to prevent it and take care of it, and as a result I was using so many products that were just way too harsh and just like sucking all the life out of my skin, and my skin got so dehydrated that I was actually getting flaky. Like when you looked at my skin up close, there was visible dead skin. Like it almost looked like my skin was peeling. And over the years I have learned to kind of balance out my skin really well and prevent that flaking and also the excess oil production that does come along with that. But this product is fantastic for consistently maintaining the hydration levels in my skin. I do still experience bouts of dehydration from time to time, mostly during seasonal changes because I live in a very harsh climate. Never as bad as it used to be though, and when I do, the Mineral 89 is the product I go to immediately to prevent that dehydration from escalating. This is a bit thicker than the Truth Serum. It's more of a gel, but it still absorbs super quickly, and it's just ultra plumping and fortifying. It's like a drink of water for your skin, and it just makes your skin look and feel healthier, and I feel like this also does boost the efficacy of my other skincare steps. Typically when I use this, I just sneak it right into my regular routine, and if I'm layering it with other serums, then I will apply this first. This is literally going to be the first thing I incorporate back into my routine this fall when I am done my next brand review. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep oils brief. But I already know in my mind, who am I kidding? This is me. Nothing is ever brief when I'm talking about skincare, but I have talked about both of these products in videos pretty recently, so of course I always link any relevant videos down below. I used to be obsessed with beauty oil around the time I was 20 years old because once again I was struggling with that really bad dehydration and nothing seemed to be helping it, but when I tried oils, they were an immediate fix for that flaky, dead skin that was happening on my face and ruining my makeup and just looking terrible. That was around the time when facial oils were like really becoming popular, so the first time I tried one I was like, what? How did this just literally fix like all of my skincare issues that I was experiencing? But I don't know what happened, just gradually over the years I stopped using oils on my skin and I only kind of rediscovered them about a year ago. So both of my Holy Grail favorites are newer. The first oil is the Pie Rosehip Oil. I had previously tried other rosehip oils. As I mentioned, it's an ingredient that I already knew I loved. But the Pie Rosehip Oil really stands out as being extremely high quality. If you love rosehip and you have not tried the Pie Rosehip Oil, you need to try it because it is seriously an elevated version. There are only 4 ingredients in this product: rosehip seed, rosehip fruit, vitamin E, and rosemary, and the rich orange color that you see is actually just the natural color from the rosehip, which is so beautiful. This product is so highly concentrated, and that is why it looks like I have barely used it at all, because you just need 1 or 2 drops. That's another reason to love facial oils, because they go so far for your money basically. Rosehip oil is another ingredient that is incredible for sensitive skin. It's so healing and regenerative, so it helps refine the skin's texture, but it also gives your skin just the most beautiful glow you have ever seen. I honestly feel like rosehip was put on this planet just for me because it's such a perfect match for my skin, and in an oil form it keeps your skin well hydrated, of course. So another common skincare question I receive is, my skin is visibly flaking, what exfoliant should I use? And I'm always like, have you tried an oil though? Because I think naturally when we see that kind of peeling looking dead skin, we think I need to get in there and scrub it off. But this is actually not really targeting the cause of the issue, so it's not going to be the most effective. I know so many people who have experienced that, and I've told them to try an oil and it has just been an absolutely magical solution for them. If you are uncomfortable with using a face oil, then definitely go for the Mineral 89 if you're having that issue. Technically that product's more suited for like traditional dehydration, but I've just personally found that oils also work really well. And my latest skin changing beauty oil discovery was the Sunday Riley Luna Sleeping Night Oil, as I'm sure you know if you saw my Sunday Riley brand review. So this is a retinoid oil, and it is the first retinol product that I've truly fallen in love with. Like I said in that video, I don't have as much experience with retinol, but this was truly just a transformative product for me. When I worked up to using this product nightly, it refined my skin texture, it kept my skin completely clear, my skin was even and glowing, my redness was reduced, my makeup went on like butter. It was just all around improvement. It really brought out the best in my skin. I couldn't believe how well it worked for me, and I find even though this is an oil, I wasn't completely exempt from the kind of drying side effects that retinol can have. So while I use it, I just make sure to hydrate and moisturize my skin extra well. Like I mentioned in my Sunday Riley review, this product was recently pulled from Canada, but there is still a UK beauty website with free shipping that will ship it here. So I'll put a separate Canadian link down below. Try this out while you can still get your hands on it easily, you guys. Okay, we've just got moisturizer and SPF left, and my Holy Grail daytime moisturizer for years has been the Paula's Choice Calm Redness Relief with SPF 20 for normal to oily skin. So this is a light milky texture, it has a mineral SPF, and I actually tried the entire redness relief line at one point. I'll link that review down below, and I did find that in terms of actually reducing your redness, it works best and it's most effective when you're using the entire line long term. I do feel like the moisturizer on its own helps a little bit, but basically I'm just saying don't expect anything drastic if you have like severe redness like rosacea or anything like that. As I found what works for me and really strengthened my skin over the years, my redness has greatly subsided as is, so I am totally fine with the amount of calming effects that it does give my skin. But I wanted to share my option that does have an SPF in it, especially before I found my 2 Holy Grail SPFs. This Paula's Choice moisturizer was really important important for me for an SPF that didn't have any negative side effects on my skin, because having sensitive skin and finding sunscreen that works for you can be a little bit of a struggle, especially back then. I feel like there weren't as many options. There's definitely more sensitive skin options out there now. My other holy grail moisturizer is the Fresh Lotus Youth Preserve Cream. I can use this product morning or night, and it is truly just the definition of a product that I can rely on. I can always fall back on it if I'm having issues with the product or whatever. This is usually the first product I pull out when I finish a brand review and I have some time in between to kind of use whatever I want. It is a cream formula, but it's not a heavy moisturizer, so it's another product that has worked for me throughout every phase of my skin, even when I did have acne. Once again, that's just my skin though, and other people's skin may react differently, but I've pretty much always been thinking about anti-aging and prevention even from a young age, and I feel like this product worked well for me in that aspect when I was in my early 20s and I started using this, but I also feel like it does me justice in my mid-20s now, because this product is very antioxidant rich. Because I think even if you are thinking about anti-aging, it's important to use products that are still age appropriate, and I feel like this will carry me into my late 20s as well. At Sephora, occasionally I would get customers who were even younger than me, like 17, 18, who were already so concerned with anti-aging and they just wanted to be proactive and do something for their skin. And you know, obviously I'm not going to show them like a super heavy, rich night cream, so I was always like, Fresh Lotus Starter Kit, here you go, and I always had extremely positive feedback recommending these products to my customers. And finally, SPF, a topic that I feel like comes up in every single video I make, and honestly, I'm not mad about it because it is so important to stay protected. So if no one else is reminding you, I'm going to be here to remind you to wear your sunscreen. UV rays can obviously cause skin cancer, and you think that would be scary enough and motivation to use sunscreen, but there are still people who just kind of brush it off. But UV rays also age your skin terribly. You also need SPF if you are using a vitamin C serum or anything for dark spots and hyperpigmentation, because UV rays will darken that pigmentation. So if you're using a serum like that and not using SPF, you're pretty much wasting your money. And you also need to use SPF if you're using AHAs or retinol, because they will increase your skin's photosensitivity. Everyone needs to be using SPF daily. But my newest holy grail is the Sundays Seashells Daily Mineral SPF 30. This is another product that I literally just talked about, but it is a lightweight, non-greasy zinc oxide SPF that contains vitamin C and rosehip, hello favorite ingredients. It doesn't leave a white cast and it wears beautifully under makeup. This is literally my dream SPF. I have only been using it since the spring, but it was an absolute game changer, and especially this summer, unfortunately, the brands I am testing have not had an SPF in them, so I have been using this non-stop. And my other favorite is the Tatcha Silk and Pore Perfecting SPF 35. This one is pricey, but it is 100% worth the price if you are concerned with texture, whether that is large pores, acne scarring, etc. I know a lot of people who struggle with texture and they don't like wearing an SPF because a lot of SPF can have a shiny finish and accentuate texture, but this product is so thick and smoothing, it's not greasy or shiny at all, and it just diffuses texture so beautifully, so you aren't going to feel self-conscious about your skin, especially when it comes to something as crucial and important as your SPF. So if that sounds like you, then this is definitely worth splurging on. Also, this one is available internationally from the Tatcha website. The Sundays is only available in the US currently. The reason I prefer the Sundays a little bit over the Tatcha is, well, first of all, the price point, but also I am not overly concerned with texture, and I like the ingredients in this one a little bit better, but both of them are fantastic. That's where we're going to wrap up today's video. I feel like this video was like a mountain that I had to conquer, but I'm so glad I have it done now, and I have all of these products in one place that I can refer you guys to. But once again, don't forget to check out the description box for any info on literally anything. I'm not joking when I say I sometimes spend hours making sure my description box is perfect and has everything you need to know. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful and informative, and if you want to see that updated skincare routine, potentially sometime in the fall. But also go follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at SariReanna on both, and subscribe down below if you're new for more skincare content. But I will talk to you guys in the next one.